morning, Max. Max? Milk. What? If I don't have a glass of milk before I go on stage, I just can't function, sweetie. Stage? Don't worry, there won't be a stage. All you have to do is sit down. I guess. Nick? Max is really nervous. That's understandable. Hey, my sweeties! What? You don't think I should fly, do you? Huh? You know, got to make a good first impression. I enter the room, maybe I should fly in and warm up the crowd a little. No. We can't be having you flying around the courtroom. It just wouldn't be right. Imagine if you hit someone. Don't worry, Max. Just do what Nick says and everything will be okay. Oh, sweetie. What is it this time, Max? Why don't you try flying into the courtroom? I can see it now. The dashing young lawyer flying fabulously in from above. One glimpse of that, and everyone in the room will be on your side. Max, Willie, no one needs to fly today. Nick, what's with that look in your eyes? I like the sound of that. Dashing young lawyer flying fabulously. And now, in the case of one... Oh, Your Honor! Get on with it! Oh, sorry, I just realized that the defendant's name is Billy Bob Johns? So... Well, is the defendant also known as Maximilian Galactica? Yes, Your Honor. He does often go by that name. No. Grandchild is a huge fan of his. I think everyone here wouldn't mind if we call the defendant Maximilian Galactica. Sounds more friendly. I wonder if that is to our advantage. So, comma, opening statement, if you please. I hope you didn't bother thinking you'd win this one, Mr. Phoenix Wright. That spirit channeling trial was a sham. I refuse to acknowledge its legitimacy. It did not count. Did you hear me? Still be upset about what happened last time. No chance. Zero. Zilch. Nada. I'm not losing this case. Why, you ask? Because it is not in the nature of a Von Karma to lose at anything. She gets being born to live Von Karma is a free pass to be arrogant and annoying. Watch and learn, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'll show you the textbook procedure for proving how absolutely guilty you are. Me? Guilty? Ah, what are you talking about? It will be my ultimate revenge. Sound like you'll bring my dad back. There, opening statement complete. Now let's hurry and wrap up this waste of time. Very well. You may call your first witness, Miss Von Karma. Detective Dick Gumshoe, get up there, now! Sorry to keep you from work, as I'm sure you need every penny you can run, Detective. Don't mention it! It's no trouble at all! I've been looking forward to this! Very well. I would like you to begin by shedding light on the events in question. At your service, sir! Alright, Detective, you may proceed with your testimony. The night of the crime. Snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold outside. All the circus performers were gathered in the big tub to practice their routines. The practice session broke up around 10 p.m. The murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m. The victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail. The cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped a vertebrae in his neck. I see. He was beaten to death? Here is the autopsy report for the victim. The court accepts this into evidence. A blunt object. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Let me ask you about the snow. It was nearly a blizzard up until the time of the crime. Did it pile up? It wasn't such a big deal. Maybe about 1.5 inches was on the ground. The snow froze in place and stayed on the ground until the next day. The snow. Let me see. There's got to be more to this. What's the matter, Nick? I need to take a look at the court record. Mr. Gumshoe, what were the members of circus doing on the night of the crime? When you say all of the circus performers, who do you mean? Everyone but the dancers and staff were there. With Gina the animal tamer, Mo the clown, Ben the ventriloquist, and of course, the defendant, Maximilian Galactica, and his victim, the wingmaster. Oh, I almost forgot. Resident the tiger was there as well. Out of curiosity, what about the circus monkey? When I was investigating yesterday, he had happened to snatch my wristwatch. Detective, you are welcome to file a police report after these proceedings. After the practice was over, where did everyone head off to? Regina was playing with Resident, while Mo went back to his room tired from work. Ben the ventriloquist went to the front gate, observed in his own ward. The wingmaster and Max were off to the wingmaster's room to talk privately. Talk privately, huh? That's awfully suspicious. You wouldn't happen to know what they were talking about, would you? It seems they were negotiating Max's salary. Actually, Max was asking for Regina's hand in marriage. I'd like you to be a bit more specific about the events at 10:15 p.m. Okay, not a problem, pal. We've got a witness that told us how the whole thing went down. Ow! This is totally meaningless. Time to move on. Alright, we'll just have to revisit that testimony later. Detective Gumshoe, you mind telling us how the victim met his end? A wooden box. That's right. The victim must have been carrying the wooden box when he was killed. Carrying the box, huh? It was a rather strange wooden box, Your Honor. What do you mean? Well, it was much heavier than it looked. Not to mention it was locked. Locked, you say? That'd be my only chance, so I might as well ask some questions. You mind telling us what was inside that box? Well, when we found the box, it was locked tighter than Fort Knox. So we took it back to the station and cracked it open. All that was inside was this little bottle. Bottle? What is that, Detective? Exactly what it looks like, Your Honor. It's a condiment bottle. What's inside the bottle? It's filled with pepper. Pepper? Why in the world was it locked in that big box? Was there one more bottle in that huge box? What if that has some sort of special meaning? According to the autopsy report, the motor weapon was a blunt object, correct? You've done your homework, pal. And you haven't found this motor weapon, have you? The police are searching for it as we speak. My theory is that it is something the perpetrator went off with. I think so, especially since you didn't find it on the scene. I don't know. I bet he made it disappear off magic. Well, I think we have a good feel for the details of the event now. I guess that's all we're going to get out of Gumshoe in this case. You mean we're all going to get out of him is that little bottle of pepper? Pepper? Now, if that we have wrapped up with the detective, I'd like to call my next witness. Huh? I'm not even off the stand yet. Obviously. But that's due to you being slow and unable to take a hint. I don't know, but wrapped up has such a mean sound to it. I'm a sensitive guy. Thank you very much, Detective Gumshoe. You may step down. Miss Von Karma, call your next witness. I'd like to call Mr. Benjamin Woodman to the stand. So must be talking about Ben the ventriloquist. I wonder if Trilo will show up on the stand as well. Please state your name and occupation for the record. My full name is Trilo Crease. I'm employed as an operatic tenor. Excuse me? The witness constantly said was one Mr. Benjamin Woodman, ventriloquist. That world must be cutting off your circulation. I said I was a singer. If you don't believe me, fine. I'll grace you with a song. Me. The word of the law, exciting and daring, guilt or innocence, decided by a judge dressed up like a woman. Well, what do you think? It had a good rhythm. Just the lyrics. It needs something to be desired, so to speak. Trilo, you know better than to insult a judge? Shut up! You look at your nose! Just look at your nose! You think you'd have the sense to fix it! It's so ugly I want to punch you in the face on the off chance swelling would help! You know that the nose is the reason you'll never be an A-list star! Somebody was really enjoy saying everything that flashes into their minds. What's going on here? Order! Order! I demand to know who the witness is! Don't worry about me, sir. I'll let Trilo handle this. I'm not worried about you one bit. Ah! You won't get anywhere trying to figure out this witness. Now let's proceed. Once practice was over, I left the tent with the clown. Once we got to the lodging house, I ditched them and went back to the plaza's entrance. That's when I saw Max heading towards the scene of the crime. He was the one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? Then the police showed up and took Magic Boy away. You saw Maximilian Galactica heading towards the scene. You're sure of that? Without a doubt. He had his silk hat, cloak, and that dumb white roses on his chest. How can you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high? That's enough. I think we all get the picture. There's one thing. You said you ditched the clown? That's right. Dress boy. Well, since you worked with him, couldn't that mean the clown committed the crime? He's got a point. What a shame. It was a nice theory, but the clown can't be the culprit. Why is that? Here's absolute proof. Silk hat? This was found at the scene of the crime. It belongs to the defendant. Ah. Without question, he was wearing his signature hat during practice. If the clown was the murderer, there'd be no reason for the set to be at the scene. Well done, Miss Von Karma. The prosecution skills are unrivaled. Well done. Thank you for stating the obvious. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what do you have to say? Okay. I guess he's the boss again today. You saw Max and only Max, right, Trilo?
That's right. And that makes him the killer. There was only one person heading that way that night.
That makes quite a bit of sense. It makes Max one suspicious character. There's more to this story than meets the eye. Is there something amiss in this? It's a bit strange, don't you think?
What's strange?
You only saw Max. Doesn't seem like you should have seen someone else as well. Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Who else do you suppose the witness could have seen?
Take that!
That's the victim. That's correct? If Trilo was at the entrance to the plaza, he should have seen the Ringmaster as well. Ah! Obviously the Ringmaster was at the scene of the crime before the witness. He could have seen him. Anyone who sense could have figured that one out. What are you talking about? The Ringmaster and Max went together to the Ringmaster's room. Is that according to the defendant? A likely story. Maximilian Galactica was supposed to be in the Ringmaster's room. Why was he, just as the witness stated, at the scene of the crime? I see. It seems that at this stage I have no reason to doubt this witness's testimony. And there are clearly no conclusive contradictions. He's right. A brilliant judgment, Your Honor. Now let's move along with this testimony. Sure wouldn't happen to have a material motive for incriminating Max, would he? Well, Max is part of the bitter love triangle for Gina. This is probably why Max conked him over the head. Nick, wasn't Ben the one who got knocked over the head? Yeah, I think so. I don't know anymore. Around what time did the police arrive at the scene?
Suppose there would have been... Hey, what time was it?
Huh? I think it was around, I'd say a bit after 10:30 p.m., I think. I just ended at 10 p.m., so you hung around the lodging house the entire time? I guess that sounds about right. Was it awfully cold? I can't believe you just stayed outside in that weather. The truth is...
Will you shut up? You big nose dope! Why are you telling him anything extra? Why can't you believe that we just sat outside in that weather?
Well, maybe you were waiting for someone.
What? Who said we were waiting for someone?
Objection!
Mr. Phoenix Wright, you can do all this without your off-headed theory. You can do this without all your off-headed theories.
Objection!
But, this witness, he's cracking under the press already. I'm onto something. Mr. Wright, who do you think supposed the witness was waiting for out in the cold that night?
Take that!
Well, if he was waiting outside in the cold, it was for one person. And one person only. He was waiting for the animal tamer, Regina.
Ah!
You were waiting outside for Regina to come back to the lodging house. Am I mistaken? true? Well, you can't really ask me that question.
Who cares who I was waiting for that night? What's important is what I saw. Don't you forget it.
Well, the puppet may be a bit stiff, but he's right. Alright. There's honestly a reason why this witness was there that night. He spent all that time waiting for Regina to arrive. Moreover, even if someone else would have walked right in front of him, I doubt he would have paid them a second thought. Makes sense. What did you just say? Witness on the defendant sees the crime. However, he did not see the victim on the way to his eventual demise. If you accept that, then you must accept the news on high likelihood that he could have missed someone else over the next day. Wow! No proof that the witness is waiting for the animal tamer.
Yes, you got me. Alright. I'll spill the beans for real this time. It's true. I was waiting for Regina.
Happy! Don't volunteer things! Mr. Priest, tell us the truth this time. And I mean the whole truth. Were you not waiting for Regina at the entrance to the lodging house?
I was waiting to propose to her.
You were what? Waiting to propose?
What's the matter? You think that humans have a monopoly on marriage?
That matter of puppet marriage is not under review in this case.
You're the judge! I mean, look at your horrible outfit!
Robin! Thanks to you bumbling, my perfect plan is not so perfect anymore. Now we have to waste time getting to the bottom of some silly proposal by a puppet.
Don't be so surprised I was going to propose to Regina. I even had something to give to her. I kept it in my pocket, waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Of course, as I had it in my pocket that night, it was a present for her. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I still got it in my pocket.
You're going to propose? You? A puppet?
Don't be so obtuse. Just because I'm a puppet doesn't mean I can't love.
I guess you're right. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I can't propose to her too.
Exactly.
Excuse me? His honor is looking a little less than honorable right now. Okay, Mr. Wright, please continue with your cross-examination. Was it that sigh at the end? What was it exactly that you planned on giving her?
You know exactly what I was going to give her, numbskull. The only thing I could find that could match Regina's beauty.
Answer this question. What was it?
You're gonna die when you hear this. It's an engagement ring.
Engagement ring? Mr. Phoenix Wright's joke has gone on too far. Time for this to end right here. This looks like it's about to last out at almost anything. And from that thing, will probably shut someone up for a long time. Maybe something of a joke, but this is a historic moment. The first time that a puppet has ever proposed. Ow! I advise you to cut this argument short. I'm going to have to agree with the defense here. Witnesses, please revise their testimony. Specifically about the engagement and characteristics of facts. That's psychology.
You said you were just shredding the details, especially for a man in a black bathrobe.
to Regina. Trilo, do you mind if I show you something? What is it?
What are you talking about?
Uh-oh, looks like they're going to double team me now. Do you recognize this ring?
That's mine. Give it back. Thief! Thief!
Didn't you just testify about this very object? I believe you said. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. Why then do I have it right here? What is going on here?
Ben, say something!
Don't put me on the spot like that, Trilo. I thought it was in Money's room. Money's room? In the room they put money? Like a bank vault?
Yeah, that filthy monkey's gonna get what's coming to him!
Mr. Priest, and before you avoid slandering innocent fiats in my court. Well, Your Honor, Money really is a monkey, in every sense of the word. Ah, I see. Well then, Money likes to go after those shiniest things that he can find and gather them up. Shiny things? Trilo! Where was this ring stolen from you? Well, I suppose it was that time, that night I had the crime. What did you just say? Details. I need more details. It was stolen right after Max showed up in the plaza. How about when you started to fight at Rock Pass, correct? Well, I guess my, say that. The ring might have been could have been taken around that time.
Ben, what's with you? Oh, whatever. There's nothing to do with anything, especially now who committed the murder.
It's not for you to decide what has to do with what. Now, Trilo, back to the topic at hand.
I haven't been a thing. Not I.
Mr. Trilo Priest. What did you do when the ring was taken, Trilo?
You know exactly what I did. I just had to that ring snatching monkey money.
You weren't able to catch up with him, were you?
And so this slow, lovely fool called Ben's fault. While he was fumbling his way through the snow, that dumb monkey was able to get away.
That's indeed an incredible shame. Well, this does indeed prove one very important point. Prove an important point? What could that possibly be? This is a huge contradiction in this witness's testimony. Contradiction? Witnesses testified to the following effect. Up until the police arrived, she didn't move from the entrance to the plaza. However, the witness just stated that he chased after Money the monkey. When the witness was off chasing Money, there was no one watching the plaza. What is the meaning of all this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Where are you going with this little theory of yours? I'm saying that there is no possible way that this witness saw the plaza the entire time. That's where I'm going with this little theory. This leads me to my next point. It's entirely possible that someone other than the defender was at the scene.
Objection!
Well, tell me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Can I prove that something surpasses vigilant venture request?
Objection!
Well, you obviously didn't see the victim, the wingmaster, arrive at on the scene. However, that doesn't change the fact that he saw the defender arrive. This is lying. He's blinded by his rivalry with Max. Well, the defense's argument does hold water. This does have a history of animosity towards the defendant.
What? How dare you? I wouldn't lie just to get that dog face in trouble. He's not even worth it. I saw him. No doubt about it. I saw that worthless liar.
Just for clarity's sake, let's find out exactly who you saw on that night.
I told you so many times you think you know my story's not changing.
I've already changed the story, stick boy. I'm not sure it'll change some more. And I'm sure it will change some more. Well, is there one lie? There are usually many more behind it. Exactly, Maya. That's why we have to keep after him. Yeah!
I give you that I was waiting for that night for Regina. It doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. He stood up after I had been waiting there for about 5 minutes. I said good evening to him. He didn't even acknowledge my presence.
Actually, sir, it was him. I saw Max Maximilian Galactica at the scene.
There's no way I can mistake someone of those three ridiculous symbols.
So that means that money didn't show up until after you saw Max.
That's right. Money ran up less than a minute after I saw Max.
The money snatched the wing, and you went chasing after him. How long was it until you came back to where you were waiting? Well, let's see. I'd say about, I suppose, 5 minutes, I think. So the victim could have arrived on the scene in that 5-minute stretch. Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination. Testify that you said good evening to Max that night.
You must enjoy asking very obvious questions.
You said good morning in the morning and good afternoon during the day, right?
It's obvious I'd say good night to someone at night. What, Ben? You got something to add? Yes. Is that it, Trilo? You say good evening at night?
I'm sorry, Trilo. Mr. Priest, I prefer to keep your ventriloquist act outside the courtroom.
Impossible! The performer lives and breathes his performances. You should know better!
Isn't that a bit strange to you?
What do you mean?
If you hate Max so much, why would you bother being nice to him? It strikes me as somewhat strange.
Why would it strike you as strange?
Exactly. How is it strange to be cordial to one of your coworkers? Well, if it was simply just being cordial to a coworker, I would understand. Ow, that hurt! Maybe you should think of having some proof before your lips start flapping next time! Proof is everything in this world. You should have learned that back in grade school. There's no reason that Trilo would ever say something nice to Max. I don't know about proving that with the evidence. I don't think there's everything in this world. I'm not sure you already learned, but I'm sure you already learned that one. Guess I can give it a shot. Just resume his testimony. Those three ridiculous symbols, huh?
Curiosity, exactly how many times have you asked that question by now? So I'm gonna ask again, or you answer for course. Everyone, together now.
Silk hat, cloak, white roses.
Thank you very much.
Maya, you didn't have to join in, did you? But it's fun standing out with everyone else. There has to be a hole in his testimony somewhere. I need to have the proof next to him. All we can do is try, right, Nick? We're gonna have something that will prove useful. Alright, time to go to work.
Objection!
Trilo, is it not true that you had a fight with Max on the day of the murder? A fight? A fight over Regina, to be exact.
Wasn't that big of a deal? It was just an argument, a disagreement at most.
Disagreement usually doesn't have someone getting clunked over the head. That morning, Ben got caught over the head by Max, didn't he? What? Is that an admission of assault and battery? Ouch! Before we handle that, we should wrap up the defendant's murder charge first. Truth is that on the day of the crime, the defendant witness had a huge fight. There's absolutely no way they would have suddenly become cordial that evening. However, disconsidering the personality of the witness on stand, there's no way a puppet this lewd would just up and say good evening to his rival.
Objection!
You think this witness is lying? That he is trying to friend the defendant by claiming to have seen him at the crime scene?
I didn't tell a single lie. Honestly, I just...
That's enough from you, Mr. Kreese, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? Let's clarify the testimony for the court. Could you explain the theory about who the witness actually saw that night? It is my belief that the witness did indeed see someone that night. It was just someone else. That's who he said good evening to. What kind of theory is that? The correct one. Furthermore, I don't believe the person the witness saw was Max at all. What? If he had truly met Max that night, there would have been no greeting at all. Which means that there's only one proper answer. The person the witness saw that night was not Max but Galactica! That's why Trilo made the effort to greet whoever it was that he saw that evening. Oh, good evening, as he put it. What? You? Let's kindly explain who it was you saw that evening.
Take that!
Considering the ill temper of this witness, there's only one person he would greet. Must be Regina. It's Regina, right? She's so cute. No, Your Honor, it is not Regina. If it was Regina, Trilo would have given her the engagement ring as a present. Oh, yeah. I suppose you got a point there. It was Russell Berry, the victim himself, was it not? You're correct. It was indeed Russell Berry. The person you saw that evening was the victim, the ringmaster Russell Berry. That's why you greeted him, Trilo. Isn't that correct? Answer the question, Mr. Kreese. Order, how do you respond to this?
Wait a second.
Well, at first I thought it was the old man. But once I got a better look at him, it was obviously Maximilian Galactica. Mr. Kreese obviously witnessed a single person in the area of the plaza that evening. I was identifying exactly who that person was. Was it Maximilian Galactica? Or was it the Ringmaster, one Mr. Russell Berry? What's beyond there was the defendant that the witness saw that night. The witness is cohesive and he saw the defendant through symbols. Alright, this is getting old. Come on, man, you gotta remember them by now! Here we go again, everyone, all together now! Yes, we know. So Cat, Cloak, and White Roses!
Objection!
So Cat and a Cloak. Anyone can build them. Didn't even look good on me. What was that? Well, it says that it's repeated in some Max's 3 symbols. However, how do we really know it was Maximilian Galactica? It could have been someone else dressed up as him. Possibly even Russell Berry. What? Miss Von Karma. Do you have clear evidence that the person the witness saw was the defendant? Well, if that's the case, it is impossible for me to make a judgment at this point. Yes, I think we'll finally want a point in this one. That is very unfortunate. Huh? Just a little too excited for your own good, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What do you mean by that? You merely established one thing from this witness. You established that this witness saw one person in the plaza that night. I thought you on your left, but who that person was can only be answered by the next witness. Huh? Your Honor, the prosecution will provide beyond a shadow of a doubt an answer to that question and evidence that clearly establishes one thing. That there is no one other than Maximilian Galactica responsible for this crime! Very well. The court will take a 10-minute recess. During that time, I request the prosecution prepare their next witness. Court is now in recess.